in the back, in the Tundubari. Because I was a bit well known, I had been a minister and so on. So these soldiers would have suspected me. So that's why Tumwine sat in front to deceive the quarter guard man, and we go. So that first firing actually was a mistake. When Tumwine fired, it was a mistake. He should not have fired. And even people were a bit angry with him. Because the lorry stopped at the quarter guard, me, I was in the back. I had the vehicle of Magara passing, going to the drive-in. Then I had a shot. So when Tumwine fired, there was a Tanzanian corporal who was near the armory. He had the shot. He saw Magara's vehicle rushing. He went inside the armory and got a machine gun. So by the time the group went there, the man was already in, and this is a concrete bunker. So after we were blaming Tumwine that he had panicked. He should not have fired. He should have wrestled with the man physically until we had entered the armory. After this was God who did this. God used Tumwine to fire by mistake actually. But it was God's plan. Why? So anyway, to cut a long story short, when the Tanzanians got in the armory, our people could not get in. So the big guns which were there, we could not get them. They briefed me. I remained here at the quarter guard. They briefed me. They went in the houses, captured vehicles, captured guns which were in the houses. And I decided that now let's move on. Because if we stay here, the government army may counterattack. So we got like 8 lorries, drove and put in some of our recruits, of our people, Kabamba, who were collaborating with us, like the late Brigadier Kanyankoro. Kanyankoro was training, part of the plan, but it was training. But there are others who joined us. And we drove through Kasambia. Then we branched Nabingora, Chenjojo, Kagadi. Then we turned, came to this Chivare, Karuguza, Isimba. We went capturing guns from petrol stations. And by 2 a.m. we entered Chiboga town, where we had some collaborators. And went and camped at a place called Kagobe. This was now the night of the 6th. So the following morning, we were in that Chiboga Hills, those Chiboga Hills, but we had few manpower. We were only about 40 something. The ones who had guns were 27. All my people, led by Otafwire, and that's why I want you that's why I want you to know about God. Led by Otafwire, they said, we should not hand in all our guns. Because Tomanya, these UPCs may turn against us. So we should hide like 2,000 guns, hide them somewhere for the rainy day. I rejected that. It was a big struggle. I rejected that. I said, this is terrible. How can I be a member of the Uganda National Liberation Front, a member also vice chairman of the Military Commission, and I take part in hiding guns and saying we have handed all the guns when we have not. This is terrible. God does not like it. Principals don't like it. And also strategically, it is very risky because suppose it leaks now. Who will ever trust us again? So both spiritually, morally, and strategically, it is a mistake. So I rejected Otafuire's idea. It was a big struggle because he had a constituency who were in his right that we should hide some guns. So when the UPC, in their foolishness, stand against us, again, like the Tafuiras were saying that they would betray us, now we had the problem how to get our guns again. So, but these army officers of ours who had joined the joint army, they knew where these guns were. One big cache was at Kabamba. Then the other one was at Masindi. Then there was Mubende. Then there was Nakasongora. So when we analyzed, we found it was easier to capture the guns at Kabamba. And that was the whole operation. Come with 2 cars, 2 vehicles, a lorry with the force in the back, a pickup with some Magara and a few other people. Tumwine engages the people at the quarter guard in a friendly way. When while the pickup passes and enters the underground, and we timed to attack at 8 a.m. in the morning. Why did we time 8 a.m.? Because first of all, there was a very big force there of trainees by the Tanzanians. I think there were like 2,000 being trained. But we knew that by 8 o'clock they would have gone away to train. They would not be in the barracks. That was number 1. But number 2, the armory would be open. The armory people would be cleaning and so on and so forth. So the idea was, we come, the fighting group is in the back of the lorry. I think the lorry was being driven by Rutaya. I think it was Rutaya was driving that lorry, and Rutaya. Then the pickup of Magara bypasses, enters the armory by surprise, and then we get the guns and load them. So, problem number 1, and I will show you people who don't believe in God, or who believe in him in some modified way. The first problem, we had now arranged that the lorry goes ahead. I stay behind with some Magara. We drive later in Magara's pickup and catch up with them before Kabamba to park and wait for the morning, because we were going to attack in the morning. We went following the lorry, past Masaka. At Katugondo, we had passed Katugondo a little bit. The tire burst of Magara's pickup. It was being driven by a man called Rutarago. I think Rutarago is a big man now. I charged him, but he defended himself. So when the tire burst, I thought they had a spare tire. The people did not have a spare tire. So what do we do? This is now like, it was like 9 o'clock in the night. We tried to knock at, we could see there were lights in houses. We tried to knock to help. They refused to open because they were fearing. So I had now to walk back from Katugondo to Nyendo on foot. When I got to Nyendo, I told, I had money, I hired a taxi. They took me to Riondo. Do you remember Riondo? Riondo, he was the town clerk of Masaka, the father of Lumumba. You can see how God was in all this, because all this could have misfired, could have. Fortunately, I find Riondo there. I tell him a lie. I think Christianity allows lies. For good purposes. I told Riondo a lie that I was going for a wedding in Zimbabwe. The car has had a problem. Could he lend me his car? Because they were going to waiting. Riondo gave me his, there were vehicles called Peugeot 304. Gave it to me. I drove, got to, now Rutarago says, me, I thought I had gone back alone. But Rutarago says we went back together. That one I don't remember. But anyway, we went where the pickup was. I think we left Rutarago there, and Magara and myself now drove and found our lorry parked at a junction called Rumejire. There's a junction, Rumejire, there's where you go to, I think Rumiyaga. The lorry was parked there, and people didn't know what was happening. They were worried. So we caught up with them. We drove up to Makore and waited for morning to come. Now I had to sit in the back, in the back, in the Tundubari, because I was a bit well known. I had been a minister and so on. So these soldiers would have suspected me. So that's why Tumwine sat in front to deceive the quarter guard man, and we go.